This episode is brought to you by Subreddit Surfing Live, Saturday, March the 9th. Comedy at the Carlson in Rochester, New York. Get your tickets now at carlsoncomedy.com. Join Vinnie, Cardiff, and producer Jimmy, as well as a whole bunch of special guests. If you miss it, then you miss it. But I wouldn't miss it if I were you. carlsoncomedy.com.
Hey, Vinny.
Yeah, Cardiff?
Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. 'Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. We talk to folks from different subreddits because sometimes we just don't get it. We explore all kinds of subreddits. Subscribe now or you will regret it. Do you want to go subreddit surfing? I wanna go subreddit surfing. Grab your phone, let's go subreddit surfing. 'Cause I wanna go subreddit surfing with you. Vinnie and Cardiff go subreddit surfing. Mondays at 8 we are subreddit surfing. 10 is too late for subreddit surfing. So be here now for subreddit surfing today.
Aloha creepos. Wait. No. Big kahunas. Big kahunas. Aloha big kahunas. It's me, your pal Cardiff. Normally, you're greeted by Vinnie. But, I mean, we've all been telling Vinnie, listen to your doctor. Vinnie, you have insurance. You go to the doctor. You got to listen. And now, tragically, Vinnie went against doctor's orders. He did go on a second floor of a home. And now he's no longer with us.
Oh, no.
All the doctors told him, first floor only. Vinnie, please. No, I jest. Vinnie's not dead. He's just having a vacation. And I hope he's not watching this right now because he might be none too pleased with me. But in his stead, when I take a week off, Vinnie brings in my nemesis in podcasting. So I figured when Vinnie's away, why not bring in his nemesis in podcasting, Blind Mike Geary. How are you, Blind Mike?
Thank you for having me, Cardiff. It's like I'm in some 90s comedy or something where I imagine Vinnie's out like with my girlfriend because I've been living the life of Paulino today. Did the creep off? I'm here with you.
Did you say you hope that's what's happening?
Yes, I pray.
Your poor girlfriend. But no. She would be lucky to have Vinnie Paulino. He's a wonderful man, but he's on a well-deserved vacation. I'm sure he's. Does he get
physical with you? You seem afraid to make fun of him. You'll make fun of him, then you kind of retreat very quickly.
Who me?
Yeah, you seem like you're beaten.
No, that's just how I gaslight him.
Okay, good.
I go in hard. I pull back a little bit. I go in harder next time.
All right, I like that.
Gaslighting, anal. They both work the same, right?
Just what I always say.
That is what you always say, Blind Mike. You've said it a bunch of times already today. But Jimmy the Lip is here. Hi, Jimmy the Lip. How are you?
I am good. It's good to see all my favorite peeps in the chat.
It's not your show, Jimmy. Shut the fuck up. Just say hi, Cardiff, and move on. All right? Me and Blind Mike have a show to do.
Jimmy's a real ball of energy, huh?
Yeah, he is. We gotta beat that out of him, Mike. But no, thank you everybody for joining. Thank you, Blind Mike. Thank you, Jimmy. We are here to surf a subreddit tonight. Yes. And with everyone in Atlantic City, everyone talking about Atlantic City this weekend, I figured now's probably as good a time as any to talk about hotels and what the staff at hotels talk about on their own subreddit, Tales from the Front Desk.
Yeah, it's weird. I gave it a look, and it's almost exclusively has-been radio stunt boys complaining to security about people trashing their kids. It's very weird.
It's unbelievable how many posts there are about this on here. It's like, why won't somebody in the hotel industry stop people from trashing kids on podcasts?
Yeah.
Also, oddly enough, a lot of posts about the shit was there when I checked in. That wasn't my shit on those sheets. But yeah, Tales from the Front Desk, a place where people from the hotel, mostly industry, can come and share the stories of things our guests do and say that make customer service the hated job that it is. Non-hotel front desk stories welcome. So long as the tale involves a front desk, retail employee, blah, blah. Tales from Retail. Okay, so there's a sister subreddit, Tales from Retail. We should I think we did check in on that one last season, possibly, but I would say, I mean, obviously there's different grades of hotels which come with different grades of positions and staff and staffing. I've stayed in the finest hotels available under 3 stars. I've stayed at the worst hotels available under 1.5 stars. But yeah, the one thing that is, I want to say, common is the guests. The guests, whether it's a high end hotel, you're going to get assholes.
Sure.
You're going to find some assholes, but the old $79 a night hotels, where you walk right out to the parking lot, you can see your car from your front door. You might get a little different caliber of guests.
Would you say you've had a lot of bad experiences? I haven't had a tremendous amount. It's more like other people I've observed having a bizarre time. But I myself haven't run into a situation where I'm at the front desk haggling over some incident that happened,
Yeah, no, I can't, but I've seen it. Have you seen it?
I have, yeah. There was one, I can save this, but I had one incident recently, if you wanted to hear about it.
Yes, please.
So, I was in San Diego around New Year's Eve, and me and my lady went to the hotel bar.
You fucking?
And the guy, we got down to business.
All right,
but before that, we're at the hotel bar, and the bartender is having a great chat with some of the people next to us, and I start eavesdropping a little bit, and then he notices and he brings us into the conversation. And he's like, oh, I'm just telling them that at our Christmas party, 2 employees of the hotel got into an argument and they were, getting in each other's faces. You want to take this outside? Anyways, and he's saying this very matter-of-factly. And he goes, anyways, they went out into the parking lot and they each drew guns and shot at each other.
They had a duel? Pistols at dawn?
Yes. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, oh, I'm telling you, Google San Diego Hilton and you'll find it. And sure enough, like, the information is out there. There was a fucking duel at the Hilton San Diego Christmas party, and the bartender was advertising it like as if to say, like, Helen in accounting always gets mouthy at the Christmas party. Like, it was just a fun office occurrence.
Have they put up a plaque yet? This marks the site of the San Diego Hilton duel 2023.
I hope so. I know I'll be going back every year to pay tribute.
Jeez. That's that's quite again, the hotel staff see a lot of things. They know who you're fucking. They know who your wife's fucking. They know everything. And I want to say the housekeepers probably know more than anything, and I couldn't find a lot of housekeepers posts on here. But one time I had I might have told this story before, but what the hell? It's subreddit. It's my show. I'll do whatever I want.
Please.
But I was staying at a hotel. I was there for a company event, and I checked out. I was one of the first ones to check out, and as I'm driving home, I get a phone call, and it's from the hotel, and they're like, "Mr. Cardiff, we just want to let you know we're charging your credit card $4,722 for the damage to your room."
Sure.
And I'm like, what? And I'm barely, like, I use one towel. I use, like, I may use some damage in the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
But I flushed that away. Like,
it's not, you don't lead the rock star lifestyle of your podcasting peers.
No, I might have left the bed unmade. I don't know. I'm sorry, ma'am, if I didn't make the bed in the hotel I checked out of.
But that can't be more than $2,000,
I'm sorry if the $9 tip wasn't enough. It's all I had. Okay, you guys should take credit cards somehow. But then as I'm driving, I'm like, wait a second. I was just in this hotel with a bunch of people from work. Somebody's fucking with me. Somebody's getting my goat, as they say in the business, Mike. And I knew exactly who it would have been. So I said, okay. And his name was Mike. I'm like, oh, okay, Mike. Tell Mike to go fuck himself, is what I told the hotel. And like, sir, who is Mike? I'm like, well, the guy that's telling you to say all this stuff to me.
Yeah.
But he started, and I go, what problems were wrong with the room? So I go, let me play into this. I know you're messing with me. Let me find out what's going on. And they go, well, sir, all the sheets are stained with blood and other bodily fluids.
Those are my hemorrhoids.
The curtains were torn down. There's a beer spilled all over the car. Like, there was a knockdown, drag 'em out fuck fest of all fuck fests happening in this room, which they believed was my room.
Sure.
So I'm like, I'm turning around. I'm going to come in. I want to see this room that I destroyed. So I turn around and I get there. As soon as I walk in, the guy's like, Mr. Cardiff? I'm like, yes. Obviously, I'm a potato. Who else?
Right.
He said, I want to apologize. Housekeeping wrote down the wrong room. You were room 123. The damaged room was 125. We apologize. Here's a cookie. Have a great day.
A cookie.
It was like a Hilton Garden Inn. They always try to give you cookies.
Yeah.
But that was the room like across from me. So I want to know what the fuck was happening in that room.
And you didn't hear any knockdown, drag out fuck.
I didn't hear any knockdown, drag. And the best part, and I still have it somewhere, is that I got the invoice. Because they actually documented every piece of furniture they were and linen and towels they were charging me for, and like with descriptions of what was on it. It was fantastic. And I did send that invoice to my boss for reimbursement, and he was none too pleased. We all had a good guffaw.
They do. They have to, at least for your troubles, for putting you through that, they do have to give you the details. That feels like you're owed that at least.
At least that. But yeah, I do want to know what happened in that room that night in rural Minnesota. But
why would you be staying in a hotel in Minnesota?
It was northern Minnesota. I'm southern Minnesota.
I'm sorry.
What are you, stupid, blind Mike? You blind and dumb? Jeez.
It feels like maybe you could have driven home at night.
I probably could have, but I couldn't do all that shit at home.
Here's one way and you learn this being a poor man in your 20s in particular. Mm-hmm. Me and the old bag stayed in. We went to Vegas and we stayed in Caesar's Palace, which is like a nicer hotel, one of the nicer hotels I've stayed at. And we learned that what us poor folk do is just like look at the minibar and we're like, wow, if we had money, we could have all these things.
Yep. Too bad we spent everything on the room.
Yeah. But what you learn is, like, even if you open the fridge or, like, move anything, they charge you for anything you touch. Yeah, it's crazy.
That happened to me once, the first time I was, I think it was the first time I was in Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. Again, a very nice, probably the nicest hotel I've ever stayed at as well. And yeah, everything you lifted up. I think the first day, they were there for 3 or 4 days, they kind of gave us the warning. Hey, by the way, you kind of fucked up last night. If you don't want this stuff. But yeah, I was paranoid. Every time I go to a hotel now, I'm paranoid they're doing the same thing. Like I'm at the Holiday Inn Express. Don't touch the soap. They're going to charge us for that $18 for that soap.
Yeah. I'm such a moron. I'm like, there has to be a better system for them. And then I realize, most people probably don't even check. And they just get away with charging people whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah. Like the phone, like with the phone calls they used to charge you for, I guess.
Sure. Well, I always rip the phone out of the wall when I walk into a hotel room.
That's good practice. How about you, Jimmy? Any interesting hotel experiences? Anything that stands out? You ever get plowed in a really nice hotel?
No, it's always motels.
No?
That's it.
Oh, good.
But no, I don't. I'm not really a traveling man, so I have no story for you, sir.
Oh. Well, that's all right, because we're going to have some stories tonight. We have a guest backstage. If he's ready to come on, he can give me the thumbs up, and we can. All right, he gave me the thumbs up.
Oh, wow.
That's the international sign of let's do this, Blind Mike.
I understand. Yeah.
Hello, are we calling you Uncle Jon?
Uncle Jon, yeah, I kind of changed everything up, so.
All right. Well, we didn't know you before, so it's fine. You can be whatever you want now, Uncle Jon.
I have several businesses, and I'm kind of bringing them all under the same moniker of Uncle Jon. So yeah,
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. So our young producer Jimmy, boy wonder we call him around these parts. He found you lurking maybe in the Tales from the Front Desk. Where are you a lurker, Uncle Jon?
I am a lurker at heart. I try not to put my name out there too much because I find that people like to complain a lot.
Yes.
Especially if you
Sure.
read this subreddit. Yes, people like to
Yeah.
complain.
There's a few.
lot. And so what brought you to be a regular to Tales from the Front Desk?
I like dramatic stories. I like to personally stay out of drama as much as possible, but I like reading other people's living vicariously through their drama-filled lives. So, yeah.
Do you have any connection to the hotel industry? Do you own a hotel?
I don't. I
You
wish.
working?
Some days I wish. No, done a fair amount of traveling, stayed in a lot of hotels and stuff, and off and on through my whole life, I've been dealing with customer service from one end or another. So whether I was a carpenter and dealing with customers that way, or my retail shop, things like that, online business, and so it's nice to know that I'm not the only one getting shit on out here.
So it's kind of a voyeuristic thing. You just like watching.
I do,
You get
and
your gratification.
And I read the stories on one of my channels. So that's
Oh,
one of the
nice.
subreddits that I read and comment on for what it's worth. Most people think my comments are kind of stupid and off base, but they're mine. And it's like you said, it's my channel. I'm going to do what I want.
Well, first of all, cease and desist. I read subreddits on YouTube, okay?
Yeah, he does a show called Subreddit Boogie Boarding.
I got an interesting story about that one. One of my
Please.
channels just got fully demonetized because somebody was, I don't know, something about re-uploaded content, but I wasn't doing anything different than 90% of the other channels out here. And yeah, evidently I lost that battle on that channel. So time to start over.
Well, this universe that we're a part of over here, we're very familiar with things like that happening. So good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me guess. Someone sent you sent the link to someone, and they came back yelling the N-word and saying to kill the president. Is that what happened? Hail as old as time.
That one I haven't had yet.
Or just well, you might want to get off this show now. You might be attracting some of it.
That's right. When I first started reading on camera, because I was all paranoid about the YouTube, having to have some FaceTime and things like that on YouTube. By the way, nice potato.
Thank you.
I have a sign. My camera was off to the side.
You should see the potato that's usually here.
I have a sign hanging to my right that says, "Due to price increases in ammo, do not expect a warning shot." And I had this old lady stalking me for about a month and a half on every channel, every email address she could find. I don't even know how she was capable of doing that. It didn't seem like she could string a sentence together, but she, I was obviously promoting violence because of that sign. Yeah, I mean, if she saw this little zip strip back here, she'd probably lose her mind. But yeah,
Oh no.
yeah, people are nuts.
But yeah, so we'll go through some of these stories, and you can comment as you would on your show. Again, you'll never be doing that show again because the cease and desist has been laid down here.
Yay!
For one last
I'll have my
time,
people
Uncle
call
Jon,
your people.
for one last time, let's boogie board some subreddits.
Go out with a bang.
Go out with a bang, indeed. So this is one that I found pretty common thread through a lot of the subs. So I guess this is something that really bothers hotel employees, probably only because people are excessively doing it, I guess. And this doesn't just apply in hotels. Again, this is any service, retail. I'm sure the Tales from Retail, it's the same thing, but let me know if you guys have noticed this trend. I am getting so sick of fake service animals. Seriously, fuck
Interesting.
you. Especially you, Mike. I want your perspective on this.
Yes.
You and your fake service animals.
Yes. I can weigh in.
Do you have a dog, Mike?
I don't. I do.
Like, I meant like a pet. I didn't mean a seeing eye dog.
Oh,
that's
no,
racist
no.
to ask, isn't it?
No, no dog of any kind.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
Oh, he's
Mike's
blind.
blind.
I'm blind.
Okay.
I'm not just really cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't
Well,
sure if you were going incognito or, I don't want to
Uncle-
assume.
Uncle Jon, he's pretty cool though.
I am
believe it.
cool. Yeah, aside from the sunglasses, but
Eh,
But no, you don't have a seeing eye dog. You
I do
managed
not
to.
know.
Oh, okay.
The what people have always said to me is like, oh, it could be just a good excuse to get a dog is if you get a service animal. But I don't think seeing eye dogs are typically like a fun, like, oh, just get a golden retriever and throw the ball around. Type
Yeah, I
of
don't know
dog,
that.
you know.
I don't know if they were good with fetch.
Yeah, exactly.
So seriously, fuck you. You bringing your untrained dog in a hotel, letting it piss and shit all over everything, because you can't be bothered to go down the road and pay a $25 pet fee at a hotel that allows pets. Okay, so this is saying they're booking the cheaper hotel that doesn't allow pets. They're going to the hotel that doesn't allow pets, but saying they've got the service animal, so they have to let them in, but it's not really a service animal. They're using this as it's a loophole. I guess.
People with their dogs have gotten fucking crazy in general. The dogs on planes, dogs everywhere. You go like the fetishization of dogs has gotten to a.
I blame
tipping point
Paris
that
Hilton.
I'm not comfortable with it. Yeah.
It probably was Paris Hilton that started it, but I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago, and in the casino, a woman had like a double-decker stroller with a dog in the bottom and a dog on the top, in like it was a shitty smoke-filled casino too. It wasn't even like one of the new ones that had good ventilation. I'm just
Right.
like, you're just like, isn't that animal abuse at this point?
Yeah, why do the dogs want to go on this vacation? Like,
Yeah, no, they
why
don't
are you
want-
doing this to them?
I'm pretty sure she was local. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
okay.
she was a local, but leave them at home, please. Please leave your
Yeah.
dogs at home. Go leaving it at home all day to bark and other guests. So basically, they bring the dog, the service animal, and then just leave it in the hotel room all day
Oh, so they didn't need the service dog except
No.
to get checked in and checked out.
to get checked in and checked out.
Okay.
So sorry. So you lie about your dog being a service animal, and then leave the poor thing in your room while you go off, fuck knows where, leaving it alone all day to bark and bother other guests. Holy shit! Actually, fuck you. Not only does housekeeping have to deal with your dog's shit, but I have to deal with irritated guests wondering why they were kept up all night by a dog in a no pet property,
Right.
which a lot of people stay to avoid barking dogs. You are shit, and you are hurting people who actually need to have a service animal with your selfishness. If you're bringing a dog with you on a trip and need to accommodate for that, you need to accommodate for that. If you can't, ask a friend to watch them, put them in a dog hotel if you can afford it. You are the person who took responsibility for the pet. Don't dare act like a good pet owner when you do shit like this. Can you imagine a dog just locked up in a hotel room all day? What they would do?
No, it's got that's like torture to the animal. I would think why not just leave it at home at that point if that's what you're gonna do.
At least they'd be comfortable there. The smells are all the same and everything.
Yeah.
Now they're in a strange place and alone, you know.
And
Yeah,
a
that-
more confined space, I
Yeah.
imagine, unless you have a studio apartment or something. But
Yeah, and a strange Filipino woman walks in the middle of the day
yeah.
with toilet paper. What are they supposed to think?
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like unless the dog is tied up. Or
I like
something,
Uncle Jon. He can roll pretty good. All right.
He's a good egg.
Housekeeping.
But he does
Go too
impressions too. But like if room service walks in to that, unless the dog is tied up or something, most dogs would just like sprint the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Or tear everything on the walls, off the walls, trying to get away from whoever just came in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
People amaze me.
Leave-
And it's funny, you said loopholes before, sorry. You know, one of the biggest loopholes is it's illegal to ask as a business owner or business manager. It's illegal to ask them for any kind of confirmation that that's truly a service animal. And I get it. I really do. But at the same time, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can buy on the internet that makes them look almost legit.
I actually don't. I don't get it as like someone with a disability that could have a service animal. I don't get the inconvenience of asking. Oh, can you prove? I wouldn't be like. I carry a cane around, and it's still if someone asked, like, "Can we see proof?" I'd be like, "Yeah, no problem, of course."
What are you
I'm
whacking with
bringing
the
a
cane?
fucking animal into your establishment, sure.
Yeah,
Nice.
it does seem it's the worst. I think especially during COVID when everybody was on patios, when restaurants were closed and everything was a patio, and people with the dogs on the patio, and it was, yeah, like I don't know, leave your dog at home.
Yeah.
Find someone to take care of the thing. That just sucks. You don't want to lock that thing in a hotel. Like we have a dog, and we didn't have dog care once. We wanted to go to New York City, and for a second we were like, do we bring the dog to New York City? And I'm like, no, we can't do that.
Right.
There's
enough-
times I won't even take my dogs camping, even though I know I'm probably not going to leave that stupid state on the campsite all weekend. I still don't want to take my dogs because it's just weird for them, weird for us. And, other people's dogs don't stay leashed up. So they're going to come visit us at our site and there's a dog fight. And it's just,
Yeah, no, that's leave the dogs at home, people. Especially
Yep.
you, Rochi, even though you just became a new YouTube member. Thank you, Rochi.
Ooh.
Thank you,
Nice.
Rochi. Huge essay. Thank you for the $5. The creep off was ruined by that hack blind Mike.
No.
Can't wait to unwind with Cardiff and Vinnie. Oh, hi, Mike.
Oh,
No.
I'm ruining this guy's whole day. Everywhere he
dude.
turns.
Ruined. Could you stop by his house on the way home and kick him in the nuts too, blind Mike? If you don't mind.
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Waiver member for 7 months. Cheers, Waiver. Cheers. Kinky Logan, thanks for the $2. Loved your picks from AC. SJ had no idea it was you. He did not know. He did not know, have no idea. That's right, Kinky Loco.
You're a
AC was
devious
fun.
little bastard.
I am, and yeah, sorry, I forgot to read the first post that I meant to read from the Borgata. No, I did that bit already, right?
Oh.
I think so.
I
In some
think so.
form, yeah.
Melissa Young, thank you for gifting 5 Cardiff Electric memberships. And Melissa Young, thank you. But please, everybody, come on over here to Subreddit Surfing. Give us a like and subscribe here. Stop giving that stupid Cardiff money. He's a fool. Order Monstrum, thank you for the 199. Cardiff gets fussy when the host Vinny isn't here. I do get fussy when Vinny's not
Yeah,
here. Vinny's like my
I've noticed.
pacifier.
Is that right?
He is. I suckle Vinny. Usually before the show. It soothes me.
I haven't noticed you needing any suckling this evening. I thought you've been well behaved.
Oh, well, thank you, Blind Michael. Chad Zumach is a midget. Thank you for the 499. Are the rumors true that Carl invited Brent and Caitlin Hatley to his Florida show? I think they might be saved for having Zoocock at the show. Have you heard this, Blind Michael? Are Brent and Caitlin Hatley coming to the Tampa show? WATPlive.com?
I've heard rumblings, but I have not heard that confirmed by Carl or anything. I've just heard the name thrown out there.
I'm not excited about meeting Brent or Caitlin Hatley in any
I can't imagine why you would be, really.
It's actually depressing. If
Hey,
they
did
will
you
be
like the
there.
worst era of the Howard Stern show?
No, not the worst, but the definitely the off ramp to the
Yeah.
worst era
Yeah.
of the Howard Stern show. Let's get one more from Jimmy's neglected mother. Hi, Jimmy's neglected mother. How are you? Sorry we don't have Vinny here. Blind Mike, if you could just wave to the camera every 6 to 7 minutes, that would make Jimmy's neglected mother feel good. Thank you for the
okay.
$10. Oh my, I don't have my makeup. Mike, I'm not usually this forward, but I've been thinking of you since I first saw Why Are You Laughing?
Oh, well, thank
Jimmy's,
you.
Jimmy's neglected mother's a fan. I mean, what else is she going to do when Jimmy doesn't call her other than listen to comedy podcasts hosted by blind guys? And Why Are You Laughing? One of my favorites, Blind Michael. Who's on Why Are You Laughing this
Thank
week?
you. Well, you might like the next episode. We did the history of Baba Booey on the Howard Stern show. Gary Delabate.
Are we going to hear the
Wow.
original, the origins, the Baba Louie?
Yes, the original Baba Booey, and also I didn't realize it was fitting because this is his 40th year with Howard. His
Wow.
his first day was 1984.
Now I
Wow.
officially feel old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Baba Booey. Still
Jeez.
married, still successful. And look at where Stuttering John is.
Yeah, but his teeth. Look at the way he eats shrimp.
Yeah, look at the poor shrimp, huh? You're a Stern fan, Uncle John?
Off and on through the years.
Off and on through the years. Good. Yeah, this universe we're in kind of was birthed from Howard Stern's anus.
As you can tell by the shock jockery we've already gotten into.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I went from Howard Stern when I moved down here towards Ocean City, Maryland 20 some years ago. I started on a Bob and Tom kick and things like that. And
Oh, interesting.
I was in construction back then, so my office was my truck. So the radio, I pretty much wore the battery out the first week I was there, just listening to the radio. But
Probably some
You're from
Don and
Maryland.
Mike
Are
in
you familiar with Tom Myers by any chance?
no. No.
Oh, okay. Maryland legend. I'm sorry.
That's the right answer.
I'm from Jersey originally, so I've been in Maryland 22 years, 23
Oh,
years.
okay. That's probably why.
Quit bragging, Uncle Jon.
Went from one shithole to another.
All right, so here's one. I guess someone coming to a hotel. Mike, you've booked hotels. Obviously, you were
Sure.
at the infamous San Diego Hilton.
That's right. Yeah.
You-
That's how most people know me.
It's why you're famous to me.
Yes.
When you book your hotels, usually you get a price when you book. Correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to the hotel trying to haggle?
I
better
personally
rate?
have not done that. No.
No. You think it's a tack that would work? Save you a couple bucks?
It does. It really does not seem like that's something they would do. I suppose if it's a hotel that isn't run well, doesn't get booked up a lot, maybe they'd
Maybe.
oblige. But I can't
Maybe
imagine.
Open offers.
Yeah,
Anything you
it's
got.
not a Bangladesh marketplace.
Well, one day I was working the front desk when a man came in. He looked kind of homeless. His clothes were ripped and dirty. He asked about getting a room for a little while. He laid a $50 bill on the counter, casually slid it my way, then turned away from me.
I like his style.
A little while. Are we talking hours or?
Well,
I don't even want to.
we'll see. I mean, we all know the $20 sandwich when you go to Vegas. You know the $20 sandwich, Blind Mike?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, the $20 sandwich. You're checking in your hotel in Vegas. You take your bread is your driver's license and your credit card, right?
Ah.
And the meat is a folded $20 bill. And you
Okay.
slide that $20 sandwich over to the young lady or young man at the desk.
Yeah.
Men can do that job now. Did you know that?
Like legally?
Legally, yes. Obama.
Yeah,
Follow
you
me.
qualify.
Biden's
that
America,
legal.
huh?
And you hand that to them, and they're going to look at that $20 sandwich, and they're going to say, thank you, and they're going to give you the penthouse suite every time.
Is that right?
No, never. I've never even gotten an extra pillow for the $20 sandwich.
I was gonna say, what benefits is this getting you, really?
Well, it's supposed to get you a better room if a better
Yeah.
room is available. I think it's Vegas lure. It's never worked for me. Maybe
Well,
it works in
I'll-
Atlantic City.
With inflation, also, I think it might have to be like a $50 sandwich or something. Yeah, what's
Ooh.
$20 getting you these days?
Well, this
Yeah.
guy's getting a
Especially
whole
in
room
Vegas.
for this guy's getting a whole room for $50. He believes.
Well, he knows how to work the system.
Yeah. So he laid the $50 bill down on the counter, casually slid it my way, and turned away from me. I ignored the money and told him what rooms we had and the rates. He turned back, saw the cash still there, and instead of replying, pushed the $50 closer to me. Maybe you're not getting the hint.
I don't think you understand, son.
We're making a deal here. Whether you like it or not.
You're playing with the big boys.
So, sir, the room with tax is XXX. I don't know why they didn't put an amount in here if that was some confidential business secret. I'm going to need more money than that. The man rolls his eyes at me. Come on. I know how this works. Just take the money. I'm not sure if he does know how this works because usually you go to Expedia, you go to Google Hotels, whatever the fuck it is, and you book your hotel and you pay the rate. He knows how it's done.
I do like always acting like you're in a game that everyone knows you're involved in. Like, come on, we know, we know. Come on, we know the hotel game.
Do you think at any point the guy or the girl behind the desk was like, wait, maybe he is doing it the right way. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe
If you approach it with enough confidence, like that's how little confidence I have, is that if you do anything with enough confidence, I will assume I'm wrong. I'm like, oh, I guess just homeless people come into the hotel, slip you $50 and get a room. I didn't realize that's how it worked, but clearly that's what's happening.
I've been in, Mike, you're not wrong, because I've been in business situations where I was 100% I knew I was right. But somebody else gave a counter argument, a counterpoint, or a different plan, but they sold it with such confidence. I'm like, oh, maybe. I mean, it could be. Maybe they are smarter than me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Especially if I'm alone and have no one to back me up. Like if there's another voice of reason to be like, no, Mike, of course you're right. I'm like, thank God. But if I'm alone, I'm like, I guess I'm just wrong. Like this is how the world works. Then maybe this is big business.
So the man says, come on, I know how this works. Just take the money. I can't take it. It's not enough to book a night here. The man then exasperated. It's not for the whole night. That's the point. Just give me a key. You won't
need to
even
jerk
know
off
we were
really
there.
badly.
Well, he said, we don't even know we were there. All right. So then the lobby doors open and a woman walked in. She was beautiful and not wearing much, a sports bra, a little blue skirt with sandals. He says to her loudly, Trixie, go sit down. I assume Trixie's a made-up name because is anybody still named Trixie?
Well, also, I like that he's protecting the price of the hotel room, but not this woman.
Yes, Trixie's. We can
Right
dox
under the bus.
prostitutes.
Trixie's getting doxxed.
So Trixie, go sit down. I'm getting us some privacy. So I guess she insisted on not blowing him in behind a dumpster behind the Holiday Inn.
Flashy lady.
Standards.
Trixie, with a big smile and a wink, takes a seat. The man turns back to me. She said, so we good, Key? As I start to tell him, the light bulb finally goes off. She's a prostitute. He's a John. He's trying to pay me $50 to use this room for a short amount of time to fuck her. It took you long enough. He says, he says to the man, are you trying to use the room for an hour? And he goes, not even an hour, I promise. You get $50.
Like 9 minutes.
You've done this here before? He goes, not here, but other hotels all the time. Did you ever have these in your town, Mike? These the kind of the known the hooker hotels, like the ones you would just never ever want to go into.
No. So I grew up in like Western Mass, so it was much more suburban. So we didn't really have that sort of operation. Although I guess where I went to college, there was like an Econo Lodge and things like that. I could see that going down there.
Yeah. How about you, Uncle John? Is this
Pretty much every hotel in my town growing up was that kind of hotel.
was an
nice.
hourly hotel?
Hourly rates available. To even have like the old flashing neon sign with the burnout, now color TV,
Oh, I was going to ask, was there color TV? Because...
Yes. No remote, but it was color TV.
That's where the name Uncle John comes from. He was just lurking outside hotel rooms.
and
those were our party hotels because they were cheap. So,
and that's the thing too. There were definitely some parties in places like that back in the day, and that is probably the reason why to this day. And folks, I'm going to give you a little warning here. Go to Starbucks when you're at a hotel. Don't use those in-room coffee makers. Because I've seen men pee in them in my lifetime.
Jesus.
Yep. Never,
damn it.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
To what end? Why was the bathroom not available?
It was. It was. They thought
Somebody
it would be
had a
much
good
more
idea.
hilarious.
Fun gag.
Yeah.
Guys stuff.
Definitely guy stuff. But yeah, that was I want to say it was a more common thing in maybe in the 90s, the old hooker hotels. But I remember staying in one. I think we were somewhere in the middle of Georgia, like very rural Georgia, and we stayed in this Motel 6 that I didn't sleep a wink. I spent the entire night just like propped up against the door.
Sure.
But for some reason I needed some sleep so we could continue our drive, but I spent no time sleeping. I don't know why we just didn't keep driving. But that's what happens when you don't plan ahead, blind Michael.
I understand. So what happened? Did Trixie orgasm, or how did this end up?
No, she did not rent the room. Trixie did not. I guess Trixie got out behind the dumpster.
As God intended.
as intended. Sorry, I'm losing all my pages here. Okay. I lost it again. Okay, got it. I'm a one-man show today, blind Michael. One man, two guests, one producer that does nothing. Like, what am I supposed to do here?
I do backflips.
I like Jimmy.
He's good at answering emails.
I like his energy.
He'll be doing backflips. Saturday, March the 9th, Rochester, New York.
That's
Naked
right.
backflips. CarlsonComedy.com. Get your tickets now, everybody.
Wow,
Don't
this
forget
sounds
to
like
pay.
quite a show.
Get your tickets now. Blind Mike, this probably sounds like a regular day in the life to you,
Sure.
but to us, visually unimpaired, this is a rarity. And when things like this happen, it gets posted on subreddits like
Okay.
Tales from the Front Desk. I was sexually harassed by 11 strippers at work.
Oh, I think I saw this one. Yeah.
This happened to be about a year ago now. But after stumbling upon this sub, I have to tell the story. I work for a big hotel in Whistler, BC, Canada as a night auditor. I love the job, lots of chill people, and my hotel is super chill. And I've kind of noticed from this subreddit the term auditor or auditor shift. It's always like that's the night shift. Like that's, I guess, the quiet time where they can audit the
Okay.
books. Who knows? But that's always seems to be the night shift.
Okay.
One night close to when I started, a female guest with the biggest boobs I've seen on a human ever came by the desk at around 1 a.m. In a hurry, she said, "Oh my God, I love you guys here. You guys do such a great job. Here's a $20 bill." All right. I never turned down a tip, but she basically slapped it on the desk and left before I had a chance to respond. About a week later, I see her again. She's in just as much of a rush. This time, she slaps the 20 on the desk, says thank you, and walks out. This carried on maybe once or twice a week on weekends. Once or twice a week on weekends. Thank you. Sorry.
Well, this is where I got a little confused reading this post. Did I miss something where this guy's not confused as to why this woman is staying at the hotel for weeks on end?
Again, you work nights in a hotel, you're gonna see some shit.
All right.
So I mean, it's probably just it's like the home. Do you even notice the homeless in New York anymore, Brian, Mike?
Sure.
They're just part of the.
You just accept it.
They're part of the scenery. You accept it. And you thank Joe Biden for all he's done.
But these are the biggest hits this guy's ever seen.
It is the biggest
He stands
hits.
out.
And he got
guy.
some money.
And he's getting paid. Can you imagine? Mike, you getting paid by a big boobed woman?
Oh,
You're gonna ask a lot of questions.
I suppose not. No.
Fast forward a couple of months, she stops at the desk, not in a rush. She has a large gift bag in her hand this time, and she says, "Do you know who I am?" I reply, "No." She then says, "I'm Roxy. I appreciate you letting my girls use your bathrooms. Most hotels in town don't let us use their bathrooms at night." She leaves the gift bag on the front desk and walks out, not in a hurry. I looked through the gift bag and it was filled with weed, condoms, snacks, anal beads, anal bead pens, and more
Yeah.
goodies. I pull out
You
a
get those
business
at
card.
CVS, I think. They sell them like that.
I pull out a business card that says Roxy's escort service in Whistler. I think we just did a plug. Anyone in Whistler, BC, give Roxy a call. Realizing who she is, the head pimp of the biggest escort service in Whistler, I now understand why she kept being so generous with the cash. I didn't even know I was assisting her business. I'm a pretty timid and shy guy in real life. I'm sitting down at the front desk in my phone, debating going outside to smoke one of the joints she gave me, when all of a sudden 11 beautiful girls walk in. All of them lift their tops up and start complimenting me and my looks and asking if I want to take them into the back office.
This is where I start to question the story.
You don't think
Yep.
Roxy has the power to make this happen, Mike?
I believe it pretty much leading up to here, and then he's like, and then they all wanted to suck my cock. It's like, all right, calm down a little bit, buddy.
Jumped the shark there a little.
Flattered, I thanked them, laughed, and refused. They still use our bathrooms to this day.
This is a moral hotel front desk worker. He takes his oath very seriously.
To this day, at 3 a.m. after house calls, and I make an extra $140 a month by turning my head the other way. So basically, they're paying this guy $140 a month to fuck dudes in the bathroom of the hotel. So always remember what's happened when you run into that hotel lobby to drop a deuce before you check in. It's probably been used for nefarious purposes. There was a famous burger joint near our local Minnesota hockey team's stadium arena,
Okay.
where you would frequently see the hookers in the area washing themselves out in the men's and women's sinks.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
The 90s were a wonderful time. Blind
And it's
Mike.
interesting just how the world works. Whereas if that homeless guy that was with Trixie went to this hotel, he would have saved $30.
Yes,
You know,
if only.
wrong place, wrong time. I guess.
Well,
I wonder if Trixie and Roxy are related. Their names.
Yeah,
are so-
that struck me as odd as well. As the two hookers we've heard about so far, similar names.
well, they were both again prostitutes in the 1930s.
Hey, you should have seen the stems on this gal.
That was a Jimmy line from last. Jimmy actually legitimately used that line last.
Oh, really?
week, so, yeah.
Glad I'm not the only one.
God.
Mother Tucker 666. Thanks for the 199. Hey Cardiff, Kay Parker is not as hot as Nina Hartley. What do you think, Blind Mike? Kay Parker or Nina Hartley?
I like Nina Hartley. I don't know if I know Kay Parker.
Do some research, Mike. Do some
Well,
research.
I'll do that tonight. Thank you.
I know you will. Jamie's neglected mother with $5. What if we have a romantic evening at Cracker Barrel, Mike, followed by a matinee? Ooh, what do you think, Mike?
I feel like Jimmy. I like the vibe of Jimmy so far. I think he would make a good son. I kind of like where this is headed.
You're gonna be Jimmy's dad. Jimmy,
Be
say hi to
gentle.
your new dad.
Are you my dad?
Hey, I'm never gonna replace your dad, Jim. I just hope we can have our own thing.
What is on the seniors menu at the Cracker Barrel?
Do they have an early bird special?
They must.
Mm.
Big W. Thanks for the 199. Will you two shut up and talk about AC, please? We have nothing to talk about AC. It's all been talked about. Unless you have something to add. I mean, I think we talked 2 hours about it on your show.
Yeah, Cardiff was
yesterday.
on my show. We talked about it quite a bit. Tukey joined us for a while. I didn't see much happen yesterday, other than I was on the creep off this afternoon, and Carl played the clip of Tukey fucking with John. But other than that, I didn't see much happen Super Bowl Sunday in Atlantic City.
Yeah, we had Hitman Dan snorting cocaine. We had Vince the lawyer, allegedly, of course.
Right.
We had Vince the lawyer trying to spy on Stuttering John taking a shower through the
Yes.
crack of his bathroom doors.
That's the one time Craig has been a good producer, was not playing that on my show when you sent it to him.
Wouldn't have got you any trouble, you think?
I think it might.
Vince had it on his stream. He's a lawyer. He knows.
That's true.
Richard Porter, thanks for the $5. They tried to pin Ray DeVito's hotel room on Cardiff again. I've stayed twice in the same hotel as Ray DeVito. Can you believe that? Can you
That's
believe
quite-
the luck on my part?
You should go to this subreddit and read about that. That's quite a harrowing tale.
It is. It is. I've survived to
Ray's a pretty annoying guy. I heard Ray on that the stream he was on with John and Vince. He's kind. I get why people hate him. He's kind of an annoying fuck.
Yeah,
He's well-meaning.
he's
but-
very well-meaning and very simple.
Yeah.
I think simple's a good word for Ray, but
Yeah.
a good soul, Mike. You'd
Sure.
love him.
I can understand that.
You'd hate him in 3 minutes, but you'd love him when you first met him.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get.
He'd be asking you to review his stand-up.
Oh God.
He's like, just watch this. Just listen to this. Just tell me what you think. Tell me what you think.
100,000 views.
Jordan, thanks for the $5. Cardiff, what part of Vinnie do you suckle? I mean, isn't it really all the same on Vinnie? No matter where you suckle, it's all the same.
It's all delicious.
It's all delicious. Pest, thank you for the 199. Potato, add this channel's link in your description. Thank you. I will. I should have that already, shouldn't I? Jimmy, get on that.
All right.
Bad at Karate, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. We appreciate you, Bad at Karate. JT, thanks for the 199. FKL, put this towards pizza on March 9th. JT will be there March 9th. He has already gone across to comedy.com and bought his tickets. JT, I look forward to you buying me pizza on March 9th. Pest, thank
To
you.
buy
again
you
for the
pizza as well.
Yes, everyone's coming to Rochester to buy me and Vinny pizzas. March the 9th. Get your tickets now. It's the best deal in town.
Quite a show.
Pest, thanks for the 199. I'm sure people don't know about this. Channel JJJ. I don't know what that means. Penis Wrinkle 12. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Cardiff and Blind Mike are growing on me as a duo. New show.
Penis. You have to understand. I think that was my favorite clip from yesterday. It was when John referred to Penis Wrinkle as by his first name.
Yes. Oh, he is so incredibly stupid. Jimmy's neglected mother. Thanks for the $5. Mike, not to be too forward, but have you ever had a woman do the Tuscaloosa triple Lindy? I could show you things. The Tuscaloosa triple Lindy.
I'm a very innocent boy, but it sounds like something I'd be willing to open my mind to.
Now, Jimmy's neglected mother, please, I'm sure you could bust a hip doing the Tuscaloosa triple Lindy, so please be careful. Nobody wants to see you off your feet. Well, never mind. Maybe that is exactly, Jimmy. We love you. Let's get into a couple more. A guest died, and Karen wants her money back because I won't let her be nosy. A worker from a company who stays at
that sounds like a one-sided headline, I have to say.
You don't think the dead guest gets a say on this one?
It's a little biased.
Rebuttal? A worker from a company who stays at her hotel comes down. He wants a key card to check his friend, to check on his friend who didn't show up to work that day, and won't answer calls and won't answer the door. So I guess a whole bunch of people from the same company are staying at this hotel, and Bobby didn't show up for the what do they do on these things, like a team building session. Bobby wasn't there to trust fall into my arms. Where's Bobby?
Okay.
So they go to the manager and tells me to bring the key card myself and come with. It's late and I'm 21. I'm 21 and the only worker there. I knock on the door. So basically the manager said, you go check on the room. I knock on the door a few times, yelling. After a minute, I open the door. I just see a foot hanging off the side of the bed. The only other time I've seen a dead body is at a funeral. His coworker and friend is trying to shake him awake. When that doesn't work, he breaks down crying and calls his boss. Apparently, they were close friends. His cries bothered me more than the body did.
Jesus.
Mike, have you ever found a dead body?
No. No, I have not. And I would have a tough time with that, only, like, visually, I'm not getting much. So I would just have to trust my instincts, like, that they're not in a deep sleep, I guess.
And you have that heightened sense of smell.
I don't know if that starts right away.
Yeah, but you're like Spider-Man. You'll smell death before.
He's
right?
decomposing.
Isn't that what Spider-Man does?
Sure.
So I call the cops. They do CPR. I touch his skin. Body feels tight. Okay, this guy's dead.
Yeah, stop touching him.
Yeah, I can't flip over this 300-pound man to do CPR anyway. The blood is pooled to the bottom of his body, looking like bruising where he lay. The cop gets there, the firefighters, then my manager and coworkers, then EMTs and the coroner. I'm not asked much. They mainly talk to my manager and the guy's friend. The police are there for hours taking evidence, and it takes 6 people a long time to get down the stairs with this guy. A firefighter was rude to me for whatever reason. Oh, fuck you. You can't complain about the firefighter who's dragging a dead body down the stairs for being rude to you. Leave him alone, okay?
Yeah. The hero was a little impolite toward me.
Yeah. He was probably busy enjoying a big pasta dinner at the fire hall when you interrupted him. So the man has a dog in the room with him, and since the owner is dead, animal control shows up. This is where the Karen comes in. Why is animal control here? Did somebody hurt a poor dog? So this is just a random busybody wants to jump in.
Sure.
She says, I don't know, because she's not supposed to say anything. She gets mad and says, I have a right to know by staying at this hotel. It's public information if somebody is hurting an animal in this hotel.
Why are you leaping to that conclusion?
I know my rights.
This woman's probably like, every hotel I stay in, there's dog fighting happening in the basement. I gotta choose better. This has to stop sometime. She says, I tell her I can't say. My coworkers back me up. It's not something we can discuss. The woman responds with, I'm studying nursing. I don't know how that adds to her right to know anything. She goes, I put my best customer service voice on. I was so polite, but she still demanded I give her my name so that she can report me to my manager. She says this is the worst she's ever been treated at a hotel, simply because I can't share details of why animal control and the police were at the hotel. She goes out to bother the cops and animal control herself. Animal control told me that you, out of the kindness of our hearts, implying that I'm heartless. So I guess animal control told her what was going on, but obviously the girl working at the counter, who's already has a pretty shitty night.
Sure.
Probably not her best night this week, and now has to deal with this woman.
Well, I like this woman being like, every hotel I stay in gives me thorough details on all the animal abuse going on. Like, this is such a common occurrence that she's getting the inside scoop on someone kicking their dog.
I have
Dogs left in rooms abandoned for the day, or
I have 18 followers on Instagram that need to know now what's happened here.
I'm an influencer.
Everyone's an influencer, Uncle Jon. You're an influencer, Uncle Jon.
I don't influence shit. I can't even influence my own household.
I
am not the boss.
That.
I am not the
Let's find out
king
more
of my
about
domain.
John.
Yeah.
There's some layers here.
So she finds the manager and starts ranting to the manager, pisses her off so much that the manager offers her money back to leave the hotel right now. She agreed, came up to me. I gave her a receipt. She said, how am I supposed to get my money back? And she says, it says on the receipt. She says, that proves nothing. I want to know when the owner will be here next. I don't like now she wants the owner of the hotel. Like, she is going up so many levels.
Do you know how sexually gratifying it would be to just be like, hey lady, a guy died? And just have her be like, oh, I'm sorry. I would just be like, fuck yeah. That reaction would get me off.
Oh, I thought it would get her off. Okay.
No, me.
I thought you were trying to sexually gratify her.
She's getting
no. I'm very selfish in that way.
But Karen kept demanding, and I had to drag my manager away from the grieving man and the police to deal with Karen. Karen claims she's got 1 million degrees, a professor. Earlier, she told me she was in grad school. She writes all of our names down to report to the regional manager later, which we don't have, and walks out scoffing, howling how rude we all are. I watched 6 people carry the body down the stairs in a bag and wonder how some people can be so entitled. Oof.
I think that's the worst characteristic of like my generation is misunderstanding of what your rights are. When you hear people say like, I know my rights. Like here, that woman saying like, I have a right to know if animals are being abused. That's not what rights are. Like you don't understand.
What's the guy you guys talk about on
delete laws? Chili de Castro?
Yeah, delete laws.
Yeah. Oh
sorry.
my god.
Oh, do you know?
I'm a
delete
law
laws?
scholar.
Oh, you're familiar with Chili de
Uncle Jon?
Castro?
Yeah, I try to stay away from that topic on my own channels because I'm coming for you, buddy.
Oh, I want him to sue me very badly. I think he's the greatest and worst person.
He's something.
He definitely is. Here's one that you probably never would have respected. Our resort was attacked by pirates last night. Literally.
Sure. Yep. I figured that was coming.
Obviously. As some of you might remember, I work at a seaside resort on an island. We have a beautiful protected cove and marina here. Last night we were attacked by pirates. There's a boat I've seen in our harbor a few times. It's over a 72-foot sailboat and it's not in good condition. There are tarps and junk all over it, and it flies a pirate flag. Apparently, it has no insurance, so it wasn't allowed to tie up to any of our docks. Also, the owner and his friends are a bit sketchy, so they aren't allowed on the resort grounds either. I guess last night, whiskey was the drink of choice on the pirate ship. 2 men from the boat stole a neighboring dinghy and rowed ashore onto the beach in the cove and just south of ours. I want everyone to remember this. The next time you're on some tropical island enjoying the beach, pirates are coming for you.
Oh god. I thought when they talked about the protected cove and everything, there are pirates in the world, but usually they're not clamoring to get into a hotel or a resort or.
Well, they came in through the dark, tried to wake up a girl they knew on the docks, but she wasn't having any of it, and she told them to leave. Then they came to our front desk at our guest reception in the lodge, which was closed at the time. When guest reception is closed, there's just a sign on the counter with an emergency number to call if a guest needs assistance. We sell cigarettes from the front desk, and they are kept in a locked drawer behind the counter, along with the cash, $600 float for the night. Last night, these pirates, drunk on whiskey, broke into the drawer and stole the float and all the cigarettes.
Score.
Yeah, they did this directly on camera, which they even looked while performing this plundering of our treasure. Alas, as is the fate of most dumb drunk pirates, they were arrested today on in their beds, woken from their slumbering hangovers. The loot piled at their bedside tables. Not
I like the person writing it is. Sorry. I like the person writing it is so over it, like most of these pirates,
like most
stereotyping them.
He just kept yelling, "I'm the captain now." It's
R.
It was irritating. Uncle Jon.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your channel. What do you do on Uncle, and where can we find Uncle Jon?
Yeah. So the the Uncle Jon thing started. We have a soap company, soap, bath products, shaving products, which I don't use anymore. But beard.
You don't say.
You don't use soap?
I use a soap. I just don't. I don't shave soap. Things like that. Aftershave, and beard balms and oils we make, things like that. And
I could use that.
We've been in business since we started around 2011, just doing little shows here and there locally, and then went online. And then eventually I decided I was going to leave my day job and go full time, get a brick and mortar store, and it was pretty good. It still is pretty decent. We're pretty much only online right now, except for some local pickups. But I had to make some changes. Some of the cutesy small towns around here think that their rentals are made of platinum, evidently. So lease negotiations didn't go well in the last place. So we built a shop here on our property, and we work right from home. So a lot of tax benefits to that one. But it's been good.
Wonderful.
I like Uncle Jon. You asked him to plug his channel, and he used the opportunity to take subtle shots at people in his life that we don't.
Would you expect anything less from the guest on subreddit surfing? Because I wouldn't. Here is an interesting one. I was yelled at for saving her daughter's life. So, working as a night manager of a largest hotel, where we had 4 overnight staff: myself, a cleaner, a houseman, and the night auditor, and a security guard. The guard's duty is to continuously walk the less than 12 floors for noise incidents. Our hotel is very close to the plaza, and that is filled with bars, including a very sketchy country bar known for over-serving and not checking IDs. This is Canada legal drinking age 19 for reference. Okay. We see 3 to 4 ladies in their late 40s and a younger girl, barely legal. We later found out she's the daughter of one of the older ladies. Leave shortly after 11, dressed for the country bar for sure.
Nice.
I thought, you like the jean shorts and the cowboy hat, Blind Mike? That's your thing?
I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm picturing it. I'm enjoying it.
All right. They leave shortly after 11, just for the country bar. I thought it was a little weird to go clubbing with your mom and her friends, but whatever, you do you. Just before 1 a.m., the younger girl and one of the older ladies returns. It's pretty obvious the younger girl is quite drunk, but they are being quiet, so I don't hassle them on their way to the elevators. 20-ish minutes later, the older lady is heading back out to party with her friends. Another 20-ish minutes later, and we get a call from security that a woman is passed out on the floor in the hallway. Could I go up and back him up? So there's some drunk cowboy boot, jean shorts woman just passed out in the hallway.
Sure.
I head up to the floor in question, and sure enough, slumped against the room door is the young lady from earlier. She's unresponsive to our verbal commands, and she starts throwing up on herself.
Jesus.
We roll
So the mom
her,
didn't bring her into the room? She just left her in the hallway?
dropped her off, she pushed her out of the elevator.
I gotta go.
You figure this out, bitch. We roll her into the recovery position and call an ambulance. While waiting for the ambulance, the mother and her friends return to their rooms. We inform the mother that we called an ambulance for her unconscious, unresponsive daughter who is throwing up on herself, and she starts screaming, "How dare we call an ambulance?"
How's she going to learn?
What are they going to think? Her husband is a first responder, and we'll find out. She is going to sue us. Now the houseman arrives. How can you sue somebody for, like, I mean, that does sound like Stuttering John levels of legal opinions that you could sue somebody.
Your Honor, my daughter we should deserve to die in her own time.
I have a right.
Now the houseman arrives with the EMTs, who start making sure the young woman can breathe and load her onto a stretcher and take her to the hospital. One of them does in fact know the mother, and that is when they find out that the daughter is only 16.
Oh.
He looked at her and told her she better call her husband. She goes off with the ambulance crew crying. She took her so was she supposed to like babysit? Was she supposed to stay home with the kid that night? And she's like, but she really wanted to go. It was Galentine's Day, and we're going out no matter what. So let's turn you into a 19-year-old.
Well, these sound like some fun ladies. I suspect this woman claims she was married. I think this all got in the way of her cheating on her husband that night. It feels like that's the direction this evening was going.
So, okay, we need to get her drunk enough that she doesn't remember who Mommy went home with.
The kid was cramping her style.
There was sorry, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about the Karen in the other story.
Mm-hmm.
I just learned about this today. You listen to the Bill Maher Club Random, Blind Mike, don't you?
I've not regularly, but I've heard it.
Well, they had Jillian Michaels on, the fitness model, Jillian Michaels, I think.
Sure.
And she was talking about this app that all the kids in LA are using right now, and it's kind of like a Karen. I don't want to say a Karen detector, but a Karen catcher app.
Sure.
And
Like
it's
Pokemon?
Yeah.
No, it's actually the scariest fucking thing I've ever heard. It's called the Reclip app. Have any of you heard of the Reclip app?
No.
So basically, this is an app that kids. She said it's all the thing in LA. All the kids in LA run the Reclip app. And what it is, it always has your phone microphone on.
Oh God.
24/7. It has your phone microphone on. And when somebody around you, I guess, says something you don't like, you can go to your Reclip app and say, "Save the last 2 minutes."
Were they fucking nuts?
They are building, and now you can put this on you can post this, like, "Hey, look at what Jimmy said."
Oh my God. That's horrifying.
They're just tattling on everybody now.
Oh no. That's the end of society. You just described the end of society.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the worst possible thing I could have heard of, the Reclip app. So
Holy shit.
parents,
Oh my gosh.
if your kids have the Reclip app on their phone, they're cunts. All right? Take
Delete
their
it.
phones away.
Yeah.
Delete it. Take
You'll
away
see
everything.
a lot of destroyed electronics around here.
Oh, so that's my the more you know moment. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. Yeah, my PSA. Thank you, Blind Mike. I'm great with the vision, but not so great with the analogies or the words.
That's why we make a good team.
Yes, I bring the eyes, you bring the mouth. Jimmy brings the asshole. We got it all. Uncle Jon, we haven't figured you out just yet, but
It's early.
we'll find a place for you in this podcasting Voltron.
That'll work.
I do have one video I want to play for you guys. This is one that was brought up a lot in this sub.
Okay.
And this was possibly somebody using something like the Reclip app. This girl was behind the desk at a hotel, somebody trying to check in. I think she knew it was going to be a problem, and she set her phone to record. Only herself, just I guess maybe for her protection or for a great TikTok, I guess.
Two
But
kids, 2 adults.
Yeah.
The reservation on our phone is clear, what we reserved.
Yeah.
What do you expect us to do?
Well, with that one, we could get you checked in. It came in as a king suite reservation, so it has a king bed and a sofa pull-out couch.
What do you expect us to do? We have 2 kids and us. We can't all sleep in a king bed. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I understand. It's the way that Booking.com sent us the reservation, so all that we have is that, and we're sold out for tonight.
This is another thing I noticed on this sub, is every hotel employee hates the third-party booking apps.
Yes.
They hate Booking.com, hotels,
And I can't-
whatever it is.
Can't blame them.
They don't want to deal with any of it because it seems like every time they're involved, something's fucked up. The guest is pissed off.
Yep.
It's something's wrong. It's a nightmare. I booked a flight once with a third party and never again. Like I learned that very quickly. Don't fuck the third. It's not worth the $6 you're gonna save.
We had something similar where we booked through like Expedia or one of those third-party sites, and the hotel guy, the guy at the front desk, was very smart because he handled us very nicely and was like, you know what you should do is just call them and straighten it out on their end, which was torturous. But I was like, oh, this guy's good because he's kind of wiping his hands of any blame. That's very smart.
And that's what she's kind of trying to say here. This is what Booking.com sent us.
Right.
1 king bed. It's not my problem. You have 2 kids.
But also, she said that there's a pull-out couch. This guy's like, what are we supposed to do? It's like you have your kids share the pull-out couch. That's not that crazy.
Well,
most hotels even bring up a cot for you. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I get that. So what do you expect us to do? That's my question.
Well, that's
How
what
do we
I'm
solve
saying.
it?
Yes, so we could either check you into the room or we could cancel the reservation. That's the only 2
And
options.
sleep in our car? Do you
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, where else are we gonna go? Are there any other Holiday Inn Express hotels?
now I love this line because he feels like he's desperately backed into a corner. There's nowhere else for him to go other than sleep in his car.
Right.
Unless there's another Holiday Inn Express. Like I have Holiday Inn points I need to use here. Don't send me to a Hilton. I need a Holiday Inn Express. It comes with breakfast. My kids love the waffles.
I've seen how good the shower heads are, and I will not go back.
No, I cannot. I cannot.
But
yeah,
that is a great attitude where he's like, well, do you want to just sleep in the car then? It's like, if those are your options, buddy, pile into that fucking king bed because that sounds like your best bet.
maybe only one of you needs to sleep in the car. The other, the rest can have a bed if it's such a problem.
Yeah, I couldn't be front desk. You know, sleep wherever the fuck you want, but this is your room.
And
It's got to be exhausting dealing with the public like this.
It must. And it's I some of these places, again, it's the nighttime that always freaks me out. It's you're in some suburban, again, Holiday Inn Express in Dearborn, Michigan, for example, when you're at the WTB live show and there's gang warfare going on outside. But for some reason, they won't penetrate that sliding door that's protecting us from them.
Right.
The ones that won't even hold back a draft.
Nope.
But this is why, guys, like we're hearing, this is why I'm such a pussy and a pushover in settings like this, because that's how the world balances out. Like, you could piss in my mouth if you're a customer service person, and I'll say, thank you for the beverage, because I know there's people like this out there that they have to deal with, you know?
Yeah. I'm not a complainer. I guess you're like me. You're not a complainer, are you, Mike?
Not at all.
Yeah. Just whatever. I'll just not go back. I'll just not eat it. I'll just move on with my day.
Oh, yeah. I'll silently resent you for a lifetime.
Yeah.
But
I don't have the power to do that, but there are Holiday Inn Expresses in Bloomington.
You're not going to help us. You're going to say, take the room as it is, or you're on your own.
What I can do to help you guys is get you guys checked into the room that has the king bed and the sofa pull-out couch. But apart from that, we don't have any other rooms to check you guys into.
That's literally all she can do. Check you in or not.
yeah, he's not. Is he offering a solution? Like, should she build a room, like an addition to the hotel?
Well, and he keeps saying, how are we going to solve this? You know?
Yeah, let's brainstorm. I've got the one idea. Check into the fucking hotel room. Now you lobby an idea out.
Anything.
It's
no dumb ideas.
regarding what you guys reserved, you would have to call Booking.com so that they could assist you with something that happened on their end. But this is just the information that we've received from Booking.com.
He's flabbergasted.
How do you check in? What else is available? Where 4 beds?
We don't have any other rooms available.
Did you hear that question? Who else? What other rooms haven't been checked into? Like, let me go through your inventory, please. Let me decide where I will stay.
Well, and
tonight.
even if the people haven't checked in yet, that's not your room; it's their room.
She'll
Right.
try and explain that, but
What he's saying is, I'd rather you have this interaction with a different guest rather than me. I'd rather someone else not have a bed.
Who actually booked their room right?
Yeah.
it's first in, last out, right? Like I'm here first, I get the best room. The next guy gets the next best room, and so on until someone's in the broom closet. Last guy in. Sorry, buddy. You snooze, you
No one's
lose.
checked in yet.
These rooms are reserved. I can't take them from somebody that's already reserved a room.
You gave somebody our room, right? The way it was supposed to be reserved?
No, because we held the room that we had the information for, which is the King Suite. That's what Booking.com sent over to us. So we kept that room for you guys.
How did you think 4 people would fit in that room? I mean, when you
4 people. I fit 4 people in a king bed. So you also have the pull-out couch.
Well, there's that, but he's also framing it to her like, how did you think 4 people would fit in that room? As if he was like, hey, Ashley, book a vacation for us. There's 4 of us, and just you figure it out. Like she did this.
Don't worry,
Maybe
honey.
you could go out back and ask Trixie if she'd share the dumpster.
Don't worry, honey. I booked the Holiday Inn Express in Bloomington. They'll call you probably a week before to confirm what we need. They'll take care of everything. They'll know. They'll know what to do.
That's the other thing is like, does every booking app ask how many people there are? I don't know. I don't always encounter that where it's like how many people are staying in your room.
I've seen it quite a bit, but I don't know how
okay.
much they pay attention to it. But
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's
Okay.
always like the room's rated. Again, a king is probably rated for 5 people with a
Right.
king bed and a pull-out.
This guy
So
should be
it's-
sliding near the Vegas sandwich. Doesn't he know that?
A $20 sandwich. See that? There you go, blind Mike Gary.
lock
there
your
you go.
cash, turn your back.
Taught you something today.
see it come in, don't you go, this doesn't make sense.
No, because Booking.com sends us the information, so that's the reservation, and we hold it as it is.
Did their job. They fulfilled the contract.
So you think 4 of us can sleep in that room? That's your suggestion?
That's not what she's saying.
She's saying this is the room you booked, sir.
Oh my goodness.
And
He-
if you, sorry, go ahead.
He's acting as if he walked in and said, "Hey, what are your 4-person rooms?" And she was like, "Oh, well, of course you want 1 king-size bed." And then he's like, "What? That's crazy." No, she's saying you booked this room.
I'm not too sure how you guys were going to, do the setup in there. We just have the reservation as it was sent into us.
We thought you'd go, feet to mouth, head to toe. You'd kind of stack each other in there,
Back to back.
back to back, maybe front. I don't know. It's up to you, sir. It's your family.
And you have no other alternatives to solve it.
We're
I
completely
like the
sold
long
out.
pauses. Like he's really ruminating on this.
Yeah, he's like, how do I
He's looking for
best
that
this-
gotcha moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do I outwit this 19-year-old?
There's got to be there's got to be a chink in her armor somewhere that I can
Somewhere.
expose.
Tonight.
I'm just stepping in, but you have a king bed and a pull-up.
So now another customer is jumping in. Like, buddy, I want to check into my 3 king bed room that I have waiting for me.
Yeah.
They called me. They called me. They go, we got this Booking.com booking. We're not giving it to this guy. How about you take it, Mr. VIP?
When it's something this straightforward, like 99.9999% of interactions, I would never get involved. But when it's something like this, where you feel like maybe I could offer some insight that this man is not seeing because he's so clearly in the wrong.
Maybe he's been driving a long way. Maybe he's a little tired. Doesn't
It's about
understand what
he's
she's
pissed at
saying.
his family. This is not about this poor front desk girl. It's about something else.
Yeah. Last time I was here with Trixie, I didn't have this problem.
We went to the bathroom and had a lovely time.
You have a king bed and a pull-up bed, right?
Yeah.
You have 2 beds.
And
Yeah.
4 kids. 2 kids and us.
So he's the customer is playing along. He's saying this guy's probably on my side.
Right.
He's with me. He's
Right,
gonna
right,
get. He's gonna make something happen here.
And it's none of your business either.
And then he realizes he's not actually helping him and tells him to mind his own business.
Get the hell out of here.
4 kids, 2 kids and us. And it's none of your business either. What are you doing jumping into this? It's not,
Well, look, I mean, I don't think that
it's none of your business.
it's,
Too bad.
you know,
Yeah, shut it. I'm good.
that's not really respectful. I think we can just go ahead and cancel your reservation.
Then what are we gonna do?
You know,
Sit in
I'm
your
not too
fucking
sure,
car,
but
who
there are
cares?
a lot of hotels in the area.
Why don't you just sit tight for a second?
I will. I'll be here till 11.
Oh my God.
Sit tight. Like that sounded threatening.
I mean,
It's
as
not
soon
like-
as if I was going to check in and she told me, "Hey, this is your room," and I thought something doesn't seem right here. Can you hold on a second? I go check my receipt from Booking.com or whoever, and then say, "You know what? You're right. One of us, either me or Booking or third party, whoever,
Yeah.
screwed up." And then you eat it, or you just cancel your reservation.
You can tell by his arguing style that this guy's a baby, where he's like, well, then what are we supposed to do? Like he's owed something. And it's like, why? This girl doesn't owe you a room. You don't have a deal with her specifically.
Yeah, he's very clearly not had to experience too much adversity
No,
in his life. This
no.
is the worst thing that's happened to him in months.
What are
How
we
do I-
supposed to do? Sleep in our car?
Again? But no, I did that another time too. Again, it was a long drive. I think driving through. So I will never stop in Georgia again. We were driving through Georgia, and it was again one of those where last minute, let's just crash here for the night. And we stopped at 4 or 5 different hotels off the highway, and all of them were booked up. Again, same thing like this. There's no room. There's no room at the inn. Jesus, please go somewhere else and be born.
Yeah.
Not here. And finally, I get to one hotel, and it was a shitty, again, another shitty Motel 6 or whatever. I didn't want to stay here, but they had a room. And I happened to, there's a whole bunch of people in the lobby, and I was talking to one of them, and I go, why is that? Why are the hotels around here so busy? And they said the name of some rapper that had just got out of jail, and he's having his listening party like down the street. So all the hotels were filled.
Okay.
Guess what I did, Mike?
Went to the listening party?
No, I kept driving. I made my choice to sleep in the car if necessary. Colin Madden, thank you for the $2. Amber Lynn, greater than Nina Hartley. The debates are flying around here tonight.
I don't know.
There's another
Amber
one for
Lynn
you to
either.
check out. Amber Lynn. There you go, Blind Mike. Add that to the Spank Bank.
Give me a lot of homework.
John's neglected cat. See, WATP gives you homework before. Subreddit surfing gives you homework after.
I like this one better. I like this version better. I
good.
think.
Thank you. John's neglected cat. Thanks for the $2. Can I go live with Jimmy's neglected mother? Oh, they would make a beautiful couple. Jimmy's neglected mother in for $2. Watching Potato calling my baby an a-hole. No, I said he has
He brings the a-hole.
Yeah, his a-hole will be the a-hole on the podcasting Voltron.
They're connected,
we're
so
It's a matter of function.
exactly. The great Troy Smith, Dearborn's own. Hello from Dearborn. Just doxed myself. Oh no, Troy Smith. Do you know Troy Smith, Blind Mike?
I don't think so.
Makes a lot of the artwork for. I think he's done posters and stickers for WATP. He's a great
Oh,
and the creep off subreddit surfing. He's fantastic.
oh wow. Well, hello, Troy.
Big W, thanks for the 199. I apologize. No Borgata subreddits. One love. Thank you, Big W. And Big W again with 199 about what the fuck happened in that SJ hotel room. A lot of things went on in that SJ.
what happens
hotel
in Jersey stays in Jersey,
room. Yes, that is
Damn
the
straight.
saying.
except for that new app.
Yeah, that is scary.
Um,
Again, the reclip.
Reclip.
Every,
Yeah.
it's my goal to shut down the reclip app, whatever it is. It's China recording us all.
The only thing, like the fantasy land that I live in and tell myself is that like eventually just all our stuff is going to be out there. So maybe everyone will say like, hey, I have embarrassing things, so I won't judge these other people. But I'm also aware that's not really how the world works.
No, that's not. Everyone will now, there'll be scales. There'll be a
Yes.
curve for everything.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Circus Grenade, thanks for the 4-9. Cardiff and Blind Mike, a winning and amazing combination. Great work. Doug from the Jingles Department. Hey, Doug from the Jingles Department.
Hello, Doug.
The creator of so many amazing, wonderful drops like...
Potato World Order. PWO.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And thank you, Blind Mike. Where can people find the great Blind Mike? What do you want them to watch? What do you want them to see?
Well, Cardiff was on with me yesterday. If you want to check out that episode of the Blind Mike Project, blindmike.net is where all my links are. I have 3 podcasts that I host. Who Are These Socials with Carl, Thursdays at 6. Why Are You Laughing, which is a history of comedy podcast. And then Blind Mike Project, we go live every Sunday at 10 a.m. So if you want to check all those out, blindmike.net. And then you can become a Patreon or YouTube member and get bonus and early access to content. So check that out.
Some of the best content out there, Mike.
Thank you, buddy.
Love you. Thank you for doing the show.
Anytime.
Uncle Jon, again, where can people find you?
You can find our stuff at unclejohnsoap.com. No H in John. And yeah, that's the site right there.
Buy some soap, you dirty bastards.
That's right.
And use it before you come to Subreddit Surfing Live, March the 9th, carlsoncomedy.com. We don't want stinky beavers and buttholes at Subreddit Surfing Live. So buy some of John's soap and use it. Gut, I don't know if I read this one, but thank you for $2. I was a night auditor for like 10 years. It sucked. And again, AR, also a night auditor for $5. This hits me in the feels. I did in North Miami Beach. Imagine Newport Week, and I'm the cheapest small hat owned hotel. Wow. Miami Beach, 3 o'clock in the morning. I can only imagine AR. Godspeed. Jimmy's neglected mother, probably someone who wouldn't mind the action on Miami Beach at 3 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to bed. Mike, let's meet. Thank you, Jimmy's neglected mother. You can call Mike. I'll give you Mike's number later. I don't want to put it out on the air. I'm not totally unprofessional.
Appreciate that.
But thank you, everybody. Subredditsurfing.com. Join our Patreon. I don't have the list, but thank you to all the big kahunas. You guys are the best. carlsoncomedy.com. Get tickets March 9th. Subreddit Surfing Live. We're going to have some fun. We're all going to play with Jimmy. It's going to be great. And we're going to get to watch Carl do stand-up. Blind Mike, you're going to want to feature Carl's first attempt at stand-up. That will be happening Subreddit Surfing Live. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
I can't wait for that. Yeah, make sure you give me that footage.
And guess who's writing it?
Is it you, Cardiff?
It is.
That's very exciting.
And I'm going to keep reiterating it. When Carl does this and I get the video and we put it out there, don't let John know it's a gag. We want John to think that this is Carl's legitimate step into stand-up.
Can I tell you something, Cardiff?
Blow it. Yes.
I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Blind Mike, Uncle Jon, Jimmy. Thank you, as always, for whatever it is you did here. I'm not sure. Did you even say anything tonight?
I said a few sentences. Okay.
Well, none of them were profound enough for me to remember. but thank you anyway. Jimmy's neglect. This episode's been brought to you by Jimmy's neglected mother anyway. But thank you all. Subredditsurfing.com. Aloha, everybody.
Sit, Eugene, sit. Good dog. Da, 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 da.